What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to start trying to fix the interior on the new STI. I am going to buy new bride seats for it, but for the meantime I pulled out the brides that I had in the Hawkeye, which eventually these will be going in the Forester. I got the vacuum out because they're pretty filthy, covered in dust, and I guess I got animals crawling on them too. You can see some paw prints. But I pulled these out, and I pulled the Takata harnesses out as well, even though it did come with Takata harnesses, and I mean nothing's really wrong with them besides them being dirty. But if you look here and you look there, they have different buckles and they don't match, and I mean it kind of bothers me, so I'm gonna just go ahead and swap them out while I'm there. And obviously the bride seats suck because they're reps, they don't fit, they're pretty beat, and these rails are pretty weird. I feel like they don't fit right. I don't even know if they're meant for this car, but I'm gonna go ahead and take everything out. We're gonna vacuum this car because it's filthy, and once we do that, I'll go ahead and throw the new ones in. Got one side done, and if you pay attention, there's like a lot of random bolts and fasteners and stuff that are missing. Like, see right here, this one's missing, but I'm just go ahead and take those off of the Hawkeye before I put it in. Got Matthew clean the bride seats before we put them in, and yeah, so I'll see you guys after I clean this side. Oh yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna be here for a minute. Huh?
I said this whole added some dirt to your shit.
No. You just don't know how to vacuum, bro.
I don't make money clean.
No.
Bro, what is you doing?
How do I fit this in?
The bottom. Put the steering column up.
That's how it goes.
Lock it though, bitch. Why you got that one? Yeah. There you go, turn.
Yeah!
You're making his life hard. How I put a seat
This
in.
door jamb is destroyed. Alright, so it's been some time since the last clip you've seen. My camera did die that night, but we're in a bit of a time crunch, so I didn't bother replacing the battery and to keep recording. And the car has been in the shop for about 2 weeks now. We finally got it back, so now I can finish this video out. I think we stayed up till about 2 in the morning, getting the seats and the wheels put on. But we do have the seats and the harnesses in, as you can see. Now the harnesses, I do have them just sitting here. I haven't wrapped them on here. The reason being is that I do have the Cusco cage ready to throw in here as well. And I don't think this harness bar fits in here with the Cusco roll cage. And another reason why I haven't put the cage in is because I did end up buying the seats that I am gonna put in here. So Voltex and Bride did do a collab. And since I'm going Voltex kit, I just needed those seats. So I went ahead and ordered them. They have carbon backs. They say they only made 150 worldwide. Now the issue is I have no idea when I'm gonna get them. So I'm hoping that since they were limited, they already made the seats and I'm just waiting on shipping. But if not, I know Voltex can take up to a year plus for their things, so that's pretty annoying. So I don't know. I may just throw the cage in here and hopefully it's not too hard to get the seats in and out with the cage in. And then here are the gram lights. I think it was about midnight or 1 in the morning when we finally got the slicks off and we put them on the Forester, and we stole the gram lights off and took them to Truman's to get mounted. So we got the wheels on. We tried to adjust the Fortunato coilovers it has on there, but since it's a car from the East Coast, the locking rings were not moving, and it was like 1 in the morning, so we just gave up and we just left it at the right height that it's at right now. Coils are gonna come off anyways at some point, so we'll just ride it like this until then. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you will notice there are some cars missing. So the 05 Lotus that used to be here, I sold it to somebody in Nevada. And if you remember, I had a 1968 Volkswagen bay window bus that I had bought as a project, but I never touched it and I needed the room, so I sold it to somebody in North Texas. They came and pulled it out. So now with that gone and the Lotus gone, I was able to shove the Hawkeye back here, and I can begin stripping it down. And I got room for the STI in here. Well, not currently, I got a bunch of junk, but so as you can see, this was the front clip that I bought from Japan for the Forester STI. I just went ahead and stripped it completely bare. So I'm gonna toss that with the rest of the junk that I've been collecting inside of the house. And I'm gonna have to have somebody pick up. I went ahead and threw on the front end on the Forester, just to give me an idea of what it's gonna look like. It's pretty good if you ask me. But the quicker I get this pulled out, and stripped down and pulled out, the Forester is gonna go back in here and we can begin swapping it out. As you can see, I already bought the engine stand, bought a transmission jack just to make it easier. I also bought a creeper because I'm tired of crawling under the car. The only thing I'm missing is the engine hoist, and I should be picking that up Saturday, I think, because they're out of stock at the moment. And if you look over here, this is the Cusco cage, and this is the carbon bar that I was talking about. I took it over to my buddy Illis Paint, and he had some white left over from some Toyota bumper he resprayed. It's not a perfect match to Aspen White, but I don't think it'll be that noticeable. I did forget to give him those ends, those red ends, so he's gonna spray those, and then we should be able to toss it in the car. Now, this here, once I pull the block out, I think I am gonna split it and take everything out, and I am gonna ship that to out front, just because I'm not gonna be running the stock turbo. I do have that 6266 precision turbo, and I'm more than likely gonna toss it in the Forester. So the block's probably gonna have to get closed deck. I do have everything ready to get taken off. As you know, I'm taking off the subframe, I'm taking off basically the whole drivetrain. These wheel hubs though, the 5x114, I am gonna take those off, obviously replace the bearings, and I am gonna do that swap to the blob eye, and the 5x100s that are on the blob eye, replace those bearings obviously, and I'm gonna slap those on the Forester just because I do want the wheel options for the Hawkeye. I know a lot of people love the blob eye, but I am gonna be taking off all these pinch welds around here, and I am gonna take this radiator support out of the Hawkeye, and I am gonna be turning the blob eye into a Hawkeye. So sorry about that for all of you that love the blob eye. And now that I do have room, I did put up these shelves back here, and I've been able to, I guess, trying to save space by putting everything that I take off on these shelves. And in my next videos, you will be able to see me taking this off because I will be recording it. It's just taking me a little longer because I'm trying to be careful, especially with the harnesses and everything. I'm trying to take off everything without, you know, cutting any wires or hoses or anything like that, just in case I do need it when I go ahead and swap the Forester. And worst case scenario, if I don't use it, then I could just sell it. So in the next videos, you guys will see me stripping this car down. Hopefully the Voltex kit for the Subaru comes soon so we can start doing that. And if not, in the meantime, we'll be swapping and rebuilding the entire Forester basically. And I also did start purchasing all my stuff for composites. So we're gonna start trying to make molds and carbon skinning. So I should have a lot of content on the way. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.